This poem is mostly me amusing myself with a little alliteration and small serious sections. I wrote this for my sister. There's a forest just around the corner from my home. Sticky saplings, bleak branches, and mossy wet ground combine to create a secret, silent sanctuary. Everything in that forest is quiet and old. Shadows shaming me, shoulders slouched. The only sounds are whistling wind, rustling the rusty, rotten tree trunks, and occasionally a songbird searching for someone to love. The first time I went inside, I didn't get very far. A dozen steps in, I walked straight through a thick and thoughtfully spun spider web. Clawing it from my closed eyes, I backed away and left. My brother called me a wuss. He wouldn't have understood why I couldn't face such a threatening silence. The next time we went to the wildwood, my sweet, sweet sister made it all the way to the water, the current swimming slowly down the stream. She babbled at the brook in her two big boy jeans and begged me to lift her to the other side. I wouldn't. Instead, we waited on ghostly gray rocks and watched, wondered why there were soapy suds sitting in the water, pressing up against ice-cold stones until there was too much pressure and they gave way to the water. If I had told her my deepest, darkest secret that day, her tears wouldn't have joined the drops in the stream on our third visit to the forest. We are siblings stranded in a type of safety split into 60 billion slivers. We can't feel safe anymore. Our fourth visit took us across the cold creek waters into a paintball arena abandoned years ago by adolescents aging out of their youth. We sat, side by side behind a big old barrier, hoping the tragedies in our terrible past wouldn't be able to wound us through the wood. We shuddered in the shadows, shoulder to shoulder, until late afternoon. All the last leaves of fall had fallen, and we had fallen victim to a vice of a terrible kind. The fifth time we went inside, we passed the paintball arena and continued until we reached the train tracks on the other side of the forest. As the tree line thinned, the thought of throwing things into the river just beyond the tracks rushed me to the edge of the forest. My sister swayed me to simply sitting on the rocky ridge beside the tracks, making puny piles of pebbles to toss at the trains. A train approached, a massive metal machine, clicking across the tracks, and we stood up and gathered our rocks and threw them, and they clanged against the walls of the cars, and afterwards, we reached out our arms to graze the train. When the massive machinery had moved on, we made our way home. We haven't been to the forest in a while. Our lives are getting busier, bustling with love and laughter, and we are still siblings, still bound by this pact of sisterhood, and even though I'm not your sister anymore, I will protect you no matter what. Thank you.